Alright, so if you watched yesterday's video, you were certainly made a good amount of money along the oil from the lows, and after the the crude oil news, the fact that it got bought up so fast after was a huge, just sort of sign of just it really confirmed that this is like a breakout type situation for me. And right after I saw like some green right after that news, I bought into it and I got out right out at the highs. I actually didn't buy back here, but I normally would have. It's just the problem was it was FOMC, and I thought people weren't gonna do anything, and I tend to really screw that up, and I think that I should really just trade it technically normally, and because and also currencies tend not to move a lot in the afternoon, New York afternoon, but oil still does. So I really need to stop being so afraid of and hesitant to trade New York afternoon like in a proper way, because I always am sort of somewhat paranoid that like um, things stocks are more likely to be running, things like that. That is the case a lot of times, where price is just gonna end up like sitting there. Um, but um, but anyway, today I am looking for a continuation of the overall move up, um, up. What's it called? But right now, and let's go. Let me pull up this chart for you. The breakout is visible here on Brent oil. You see on a 4-hour. I can see on a 4-hour chart. You see that you can imagine a trend line going up here, trend line here. And this is the breakout candle up here, retest, and then you had the initial move up to new highs in Brent oil. This chart, it has more prices because different brokers, they open their futures like live feed at different hours, and so the one that I have on my like the MT4 platform is not really all inclusive. I don't want to long this from here though. That's the problem for right now, because I think I'm still bullish, but more likely this is gonna sell off first. This looks like a clear flag for like maybe a 40-cent drop or something like that. But because this is a breakout situation, and still in the early phase of it, I don't want to. I'm like a very hesitant to short, so I'd only do it if I could afford a very tight stop. Like if this low breaks and then it pulls back and then it starts to roll over, and I basically can get in with like like if I could get in with like a 15-cent stop or less, that was technically actually really made sense, where like I wouldn't have, there would be a very low chance that I would get my stop hit and then it would drop and I would miss it, where I would have a small stop, and if it was hit it was just over, and then if it was hit and it was over and then there was a sign that things are turning to the upside, I could just get in long. In that scenario I would, but I don't want to long this, because ultimately what's happened is, if I look at Brent from these lows, basically there's been like nearly a $2 move. Now this pulled back, and so from here you could say it was just like $1.50 move, but usually I'm not gonna long basically right after that without a bigger pullback than this. I know it's a breakout situation, but still, this just doesn't usually happen, and so I'm not gonna like count on that happening. And I could say, well, this is a little different, but it's still essentially, yeah, it is a breakout situation, but essentially still, it's kind of like, it's just, I don't think a lot of people want to buy at these levels, especially given that crude is in this flag pattern right now. So I'm gonna wait. Hopefully I can buy it down here in this region. I'll look for a higher high on a very short-term chart, and then pull back to go long. And then possibly a short. If this price breaks these highs with like high volume, like one of these green candles, like a very strong green candle. like this and breaks up and pulls back, that might be an entry sign. That would be an entry sign that maybe the flag is broken, and people aren't going to be looking at this as a flag anymore, and they would be more interested in buying with maybe a stop below this low. And I think that would probably cause at least some kind of initial buying reaction, where if it starts to slow down and turn back, I could get out, break even with no harm. So those are the different scenarios that I kind of see playing out, and how I'm planning on trading them. And I'm just going to actually just follow that, and so that's basically what I'm thinking. But I am still very long-term bullish on all of these things, on oil. So that's it. Hopefully I will get my entry 40 cents lower, 50 cents lower. I would think in that region somewhere, and I'll get my entry for a long there, and possibly a short. But I don't like shorting things that are in huge bull markets, like basically taking counter trend moves, and I don't like shorting things that only have like a 40-cent potential. It's just too small, because ultimately because this is such a strong bullish situation, this could easily drop, look like it's breaking down, and then buyers, because of the breakout situation, many people might be eager to buy in, and I would just get stopped out immediately, without price even going. That's the danger in these kinds of situations. So I'm very cautious about shorting. But certainly I'd rather short here than long, and I may short with a very tight stop if I have that opportunity. All right. So anyway, hope you saw yesterday's video and you got a good chunk of that move, and hopefully there will be some good price will get to good opportunities where very in my favor, high edge, in my like great edge for me, trade situations will appear. Hopefully I can wait for that. And the tendency is, well, I'm so bullish, I'll just buy here, and it'll drop, but I'll still go up. That type of thinking is really bad, because once I get down here, I can usually I'll get like emotional and paranoid, fearful, and get out, only to see it turn around, or it will fail and drop below, and I'll get stopped and take a massive loss. And taking these kinds of trades, by allowing it, I don't want to take these kinds of 40-50 cent losses, and by taking it here, now I can take a 40-50 cent loss. So to prevent those kinds of big losses, I just can't put myself in situations where that's even possible in the first place. And so the only way I would take 40-50 cent losses is if I don't like respect my initial stop. That's basically just being very stupid. So I would rather have, I would rather make it so that my like large losses are only stupid losses as opposed to stupid and poor entries, but I also want to eliminate the stupid losses too. So and then also it's almost like I'm so bullish I just want to get in, and that's almost like feeding like a desire for the excitement. Oh, I want to get in. It's like playing slots, but actually that excitement should not be honored or chased in trading. It should really be, this is not the place to do it, and there's the excitement, the desire for that excitement should not play any kind of role in my decision making. So this is not the place to get in. I know that this is not bullish at all, like in short term. So I need to wait until it's bullish short term to get in, because I'm only intraday trading. So yeah, if I was holding something for like a 10-day period, then I could get in now, and it wouldn't be too big of a deal, because I'd probably have a wider stop and smaller leverage, smaller size, but not like this. So because I'm trading intraday and I'm getting at the end of the day. What if it just drops and then just stays? What if it just stays down there, or drops lower? That easily happens. That could easily happen. So anyway, that's it. Hopefully one of these opportunities will come, and again, don't chase price. Wait for your planned entries, and execute when they get there. Pounce on them when they get there. Don't be chasing price around just to be in a trade. That's not trading. That's just like it's like a dog chasing, I don't know, a car or something, or a cat chasing a mouse around. It's just, that's not, the cat will get the mouse if it waits right by the hole for it to come out of and then pounces on it but doesn't do anything, or waits for the mouse to get close to it and then pounces on it. Not if it starts chasing him around and the mouse runs away. That's not. Okay? So anyway, it's patience, and then the patience comes from knowing what to wait for, and then planning those things to know what to wait for. So I'm not sitting, well, maybe it'll show up. No, it's not going to show up. Well, I can't just expect to wait things to show up. A lot of times I'll miss things that are important because I won't know what I'm waiting for, or because when it shows up, in my head, all the information isn't fresh, the analysis isn't fresh, and so I may be fearful and maybe not take things when I should. So I need to just wait, plan it out beforehand, and then execution of the plans is based on the plans I made before that were based on very thorough information, when emotion is not involved and just information and rationality is involved and reasoning is involved. So that's the idea behind it all. All right.